Hey there, Matrix. Welcome to Educate. Let us introduce the topic of geomorphology, grade 12 geography. So the geomorphology that you're going to do in grade 12 is all about rivers. It's all about rivers and how river systems work. So first of all, I've made this image for you so that you can easily understand how the geomorphology of rivers work. So first of all, what happens when it rains? Remember that when it rains, there is precipitation, which is rainfall that is coming from the clouds, and it is going towards the surface of the earth. So when it rains, the water can flow away from where it rained. Let's just say, for example, this is the water. It has reached here, the surface of the earth. It can choose to flow away. It can choose to flow away. So when we say that the water is flowing away from where it started raining, that is known as surface runoff. Or there's another option. The water can sink into the ground. So basically, the water, when it starts raining, when it reaches the ground, it can sink deep into the ground. So there are two options. It can either run off or it can sink into the ground, which we know as infiltration. So when you say that the water runs off, that is known as surface runoff. And when the water sinks into the ground, we say that is known as infiltration. Let us look deep into infiltration first of all. So when the water infiltrates through rocks, it is known as percolation. So basically, let's just say the water is sinking and then these are rocks. So let's just say these are rocks and then the water is actually sinking or it is infiltrating into the rocks or through the rocks. Remember that rocks have got a small cracks between them and those cracks can allow the flow of water. So basically, the water infiltrates through rocks and that is known as percolation. So percolation is basically when water infiltrates through rocks and other soil particles. So once the water sinks down and then it is now below the surface, all the water that you find below the surface of the earth is known as groundwater. So this is my groundwater. So groundwater, it is basically the water that you find below the surface of the earth. So once the water sinks in below, it is known as groundwater. And then there is a topest level of groundwater. Basically, we are talking about the topest level of groundwater. You can see that here, the one that I'm highlighting here with red, that's the topest level of the groundwater. So the topest level of the groundwater, it is known as a water table. So it's more like it is the topest level of groundwater. If you were to try to dig a well here, where you start seeing water dripping off, that is the water table. So it is the highest or the topest level where you start finding groundwater. So now let us look now at runoff. What can happen if the water runs off from the surface? So basically, the flow of water between rocks, it is known as groundwater flow. Just like here, you can see that water can flow between rocks. You can see that the water here, it is actually flowing between rocks. This is not the same thing as percolation because remember percolation, the water is infiltrating, it is sinking down into the ground. But when the water is flowing, it is flowing within the rocks. That is known as groundwater flow because I've already said that groundwater is basically the water that is found beneath the surface of the earth. So where does this groundwater flow? Where is the water actually going? Where is it actually going? It is actually going to a source. Maybe we can say it is a water source, maybe a dam, or maybe a lake, or maybe a river. So basically, when this water it is flowing, the underground water, the groundwater flow, it is actually the flow of water towards a river or a lake, but then it happens through the rocks. Even the surface runoff, basically the water that is flowing from the surface, it is also going to lakes. You can see that here there is a gradient here, so it is actually going towards the lakes as well. So the flow of water on the land, it is known as overland flow. So the surface runoff, it is actually the overland flow. So whenever you hear overland flow, it just means that the water is flowing towards a lake over the land. So now let us look at now infiltration. What factors affect the sinking of water downwards? So basically, the gradient of the slope. First of all, a gentle gradient actually allows more water to infiltrate. So a gentle gradient allows more water to infiltrate and be retained by the soil, whereas a steep slope or a steep gradient enables water to run off easily. So a steep slope promotes more surface runoff, and a gentle slope promotes more infiltration. What are we talking about when we're talking about gradient? For example, this is a hill. This is a hill. And then this is the ground. And then let's just say this is another hill, something like this. All right. Let's just say this is another hill. So we're having two scenarios here. I'm not so good at drawing, but something like this. So basically, when you have got a steep gradient, it just means that when water pours here, it will eventually flow off because the gradient is steep. Okay, the water will eventually flow off. So if we have got a steeper gradient, we are promoting more surface runoff. If we have got a steeper gradient, we are promoting more surface runoff because basically the water does not have time to sink into the ground. The water does not have time to infiltrate into the soil or to sink into the ground. It is because it is actually being moved by the gradient. But if you look at this scenario too, this is a more gentle gradient. So if rain was to start raining here, okay, I don't know the right English. Maybe you can say if water started raining here, the water will be able to sink into the ground because the gradient is gentle. So the water will not be washed away or it will not run off from that particular surface. So the gradient affects infiltration in this way. Another factor that affects infiltration is the vegetation cover. So basically, if we have got more vegetation cover, then we promote more infiltration. When we're talking about vegetation, we're just talking about plants. So if you've got a place or a land that has got a lot of grass and a lot of trees and all of that, that promotes infiltration. And if you have got some place that does not have any trees or vegetation or plants, then that will promote surface runoff. So basically, when it rains in this such place that has got trees and grass, the water will actually not run off. It will actually sink or it will infiltrate. So the higher the vegetation cover, the greater the infiltration. So basically, vegetation cover promotes infiltration. But as for a ground with no vegetation cover, let's just say with less vegetation cover, or maybe surfaces that are made up of concrete and all of that, they promote more runoff because when the water actually comes here, when it is raining, the water will just run off easily. So the vegetation cover affects the infiltration as well. The nature and amount of precipitation. So if we have got heavy rainfall, there will be a greater surface runoff and there will be less infiltration. But if we have got softer rainfall, there will be more infiltration. So basically, when we are having heavy rainfall, meaning that we have got a lot of rainfall in that particular area. So when it is raining, when it rains a lot, heavy rainfall from cumulonimbus clouds, I'm sure you are familiar with this. This will promote more runoff. But if you have got softer rain, remember that if there is heavy rainfall, there will be a lot of water. So that water would not have enough time to infiltrate. So there will be more runoff if there is heavy rainfall. But if there was light rainfall, let's just say it is just a small cumulus cloud and it is just bringing a softer rainfall, there will be less water to run off. There will be less water to run off and there will be more infiltration. So the nature and the amount of precipitation affects the infiltration rate. The other one is the soil moisture. So dry soil will absorb more water and reduce stream runoff, whereas infiltration is low on soil that has got a higher moisture content. So basically, if you've got dry soil absorbs more water easily. You can even test this on your own. Go to a place that is dry or go to a place that has got dry ground or dry soil and just take a cup of water, pour it on top of that place. You're going to see that the water is going to sink in so fast. So the water will sink in or it will infiltrate so fast into the soil because the soil is dry. It is actually, we can just say it is unsaturated. They can use the word unsaturated for that. So when you say that the soil is dry, it is able to suck in more water. More water is able to sink into dry soil than into wet soil or into soil that has got higher moisture content. Then the last thing is permeability. There are many more, but then these ones are the top rated ones according to the order that I've made them in. So basically, we've got rocks. Remember, I've said that during percolation, the water infiltrates through the cracks of the rocks. So some rocks have got high permeability and they've got high porosity, and this allows more infiltration. When we say that rocks have got high permeability and high porosity, it just means that the rocks have got more pores, or it has got more holes to allow the water to sink into the rocks. So basically, if you have got a rock that is impermeable, or a rock that does not allow water to pass through, when it rains, the water will just run away, or it will just run off, because the rock is impermeable. The rock is not able to let water to pass. So basically, but if you have got a rock that has got pores, or a rock that has got holes, those holes will actually allow more water to be able to pass through. So basically, if you've got a rock that has got more pores, when water lands on top of that rock, the water will percolate, the water will just sink in, and there will be more infiltration. So the rocks that have got high permeability and porosity, they allow more infiltration. But the rocks that have got low permeability, they promote more surface runoff. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. In our next video, we'll be introducing the geomorphology of rivers. Thank you for watching.